Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, December 7th, 2020. We are in the first day of the new trading week, and we are in the final hour of the trading day. My favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions, because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the pricing away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider what they do at the end of the day a smart decision to follow. So over the long run, following what the large financial institutions do at the end of the day, in my opinion, provides you an edge in the long term. Thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everybody. I appreciate you making the time and investing your time here. I do hope it is helping with your trading and your investing. So currently, the Dow Jones is down 210 points, down 0.7%. The NASDAQ is up 39.95 points, up 0.32%, and the S&P is up down 14 points, down 0.39%. So a bit of a mixed market. Looks like the Dow is getting the worst of it. So anyway, listen, here is the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have one day trade today that I'm going to be sharing with you on Apple. After that, we're going to go over and we're going to take a look at your current positions. And I see it's a bit of a mixed bag, some red, some green, but there are some good green ones. So we'll go over there and take a look at that. Then we're going to talk about trader psychology. I like to slice out a slice of the day every day and talk about what's really most important in trading. In the long run, big picture, it is your mind and whether or not you are following your plan or whether you're deviating from it. And if you are deviating from your plan, you need to work on that. That's a skill that you need to work at. Just like there's a skill to analyzing charts, support, resistance levels, entries, exits, there is a skill to sticking with your plan. And in my opinion, the very best way to do that is to position size, find yourself a position size to where you can do that. Get used to it. And if you can manage with that position size, then you can maybe bump it up a little bit and see if you can manage it with that position size. And if you can't, go back to the position size that you can. But get yourself in the habit of following your plan precisely. And if you do, then move it up. Then you can acclimate at a little bit higher price, and then when you get used to the price there, then you can step it up there as well. So like to talk about trader psychology. After that, I've gone down through my watch list. I've taken a look at the results of Kamal's scanner. I do have 3 requirements before I look to enter any trade. First requirement, look for a confluence or combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames, ideally. Second, you have to have a good risk to reward ratio based upon the support below you and likely resistance above you. So there should be an asymmetrical difference between how much you're risking and how much you're losing. I prefer to have at least 2 to 1. So if I'm risking $100 to the downside, I want to be able to make 200 or more to the upside. And then step number 3, requirement number 3, before I take on any trade, I have to consider how many positions do I already have? What's my account heat? How correlated are the positions? And as always, if you do enter a new position, please base your position size based upon the volatility. All right, so I'm going to go down through the candidates near the end of the day. I'm going to try to narrow it down to the very, very best one based upon the 3 requirements that I just mentioned to you. And if I do find something at the end of the day, I'll go ahead and buy it. After the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, just let me know. Put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. If you have any stock symbols that you'd like me to look at, I'm happy to do that. If you'd like me to give you my opinion before the market closes, just put an asterisk or emoji so I know it's time sensitive. And then lastly, if you have any new positions for me today, any new entries or exits, if you could please wait till the end of the day so that the market is closed, I'm done trading and done teaching and the pressure's off. And if you could wait till then to let me know what they are, I would certainly appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. All right, Lava74. Hey, Lava, good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Thanks for coming. Quad is here. Hey, buddy, good chatting with you earlier. Good afternoon to you as well. Evan says good afternoon. Hey, Evan, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Brian, hello, everyone. I will not be able to listen along, but wanted to say hello and happy trading to all. Well, that's nice of you, Brian. Thank you for coming in here and saying hi when you can. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Bob is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Bob. Good to see you. Johan is here. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to you, Johan, as well. Jatin is here. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to you, sir, as well. Thank you. Miko. Hello, Greg and all. Hi, Miko. Good to see you. Morgus here. Hey, buddy. What's going on? Hope you're having a good evening in South Africa. David is here. Hey, Greg and group. Hi, David. Good to see you. Hey, Kamal. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I know Kamal had some tech issues earlier, but I think he got them resolved, so that can be frustrating. Steve Burns. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Nice to have you here as always, Steve. Always an honor and a privilege to have be able to rub shoulders with you in the live stream. Steve says, hello, all. My metal trades are still working. Yes, they are. Doing very well. I'm interested to see how Steve's going to handle his metal trades now that there's some crossovers on his metal trades. Whether he's going to morph into a new trade or what he's going to do. Interested to see what Steve's going to do there. But nice job on that. Nice job on those metals trades, Steve. Frank says, hello, Greg and group. Hey, Frank, good to see you, bud. Hope you're having a good day. Dan gives a peace sign right back at you. And Johnson said, good afternoon, Greg. Hi, everyone. Hello, Johnson. Good to see you. Hope you are having a nice day. Okay. Well, oh, Frank has a poem. Here we go. Let me copy that, put that over here. All right. 5 trillion on the sidelines. So many with cash can't make up their minds. When money lies still, it only declines. Yet 5 trillion, yes, 5 trillion is a lot, but you can't make soup unless you stir the pot. Wow, that's really good. 5 trillion on the sidelines. So many with cash can't make up their minds. When money lies still, it only declines. Yes, 5 trillion is a lot, but you can't make soup unless you stir the pot. Wow, very nice, Frank. Thank you. Appreciate that as always. Gary says, hi, Greg and group. Hi, Gary. Good to see you, bud. Ava is here. Hello to all. Hello, Ava. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Quad says, phenomenal poem as always at Frank. Yes, as always is the key word, huh? Okay. Well, let's get to it. Let's start off here. All right. Gary and I are in CarMax. We bought this back here on the 1st of December with this false breakout to the downside, and the V2 went down, came back up. The last 3 days it hasn't done much. It's literally at break even for me. It's up 3 cents for my entry. You know, when I take a V1 or a V2, these should move. They should move fairly soon. I am definitely inclined to just go ahead and take a scratch trade on this. It's tried to go up 3 days in a row, up, reverse, up, reverse, up, reverse. So, you know, there's a lot of selling in this area right here. Right now, it's basically a scratch trade. So very likely I am going to take this off. I'm just going to use a time stop. Not that it hit my emergency stop or end of day stop or anything like that, but these V1s and V2s should move, and if they don't move, the way I was taught is it's a bit of a bad sign, and so very likely I'm just going to take some positions off. I need to take some positions off today anyway, and it makes sense for me to do this on this scratch trade. All right, Eli Lilly. All right, Johan, Yas, Gary, Bob, David, Frank, and myself, we did take Eli Lilly. It was a good setup. I like this setup. On Friday, we triggered a fractal. We had a V2. We closed over the 200-day moving average. We went red to green on the bars. But no matter how good your setup is, it does not mean it has to go up. So my end of day stop here is the close below the 200-day moving average, which at this point, you know, there's a chance it could close back above, but that was my line in the sand. So it is down 0.98% today. So I will go ahead as long as if it closes over the 200, I will keep it. But if it closes under the 200, I'll just go ahead and take that loss. Nike. Okay. So last week I traded this on a weekly. I was short, and let's see. My stop was if it closed over 70 RSI on the week, and it did, but right in the last few seconds there, it was jumping all around, and I missed it. So what do you do when something like that happens? Well, I try to fix mistakes as soon as I can, and this morning I was fortunate enough that Nike opened down slightly, and I just bought it back this morning at 137.10, which I'm really glad I did. Major accomplishment of the day is that I missed out on this more up move. Nike is so freaking strong. I like that trade. I would have taken it again, but no matter how much the Dow is down, Nike just seems to be up. So I'm very glad that I got out with a little bit lower price than Friday's close. So I am out of Nike. Nike, you definitely whooped me. So congratulations. All right. Nectar. I bought this when we had a big strong up bar. We had a pullback. We held the halfway. We had a 520 crossover. I bought it at 1703. Moved up nicely. Moved up Friday. Moved up today. I did hit one profit target up here earlier in the day. It has reversed. It is down a little bit now. Still profitable on the trade, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm torn on this one. We haven't made a lower low, but we have rejected this previous high in the 1 ATR channel, but we are still above the moving averages. So you probably know what I'm going to say. You know, whenever I'm a little torn on a trade, over all the experience of my trading, I have come to the conclusion that the best the best decision to make when I'm torn is to sell half. So I am going to sell half today. It will be at a profitable level because it is up on the trade, but I don't like the false breakout to the upside from this high, and I don't like the V1, and I don't like the rejection of this high, and I don't like the rejection of the negative 1 ATR channel. Those are all on the negative side. On the positive side, we had a crossover. We haven't had a close below the previous day's low. We're holding the 50 RSI. So I'm going to sell CarMax. I'm going to sell half of my Nectar. NVIDIA, this one's right about break even. It's also a false breakout to the upside and a V1 to the downside. It's still under the 1030 crossover. It's still doing pretty well. I mean, it's only down 0.13% today, which is not a lot. So I'm inclined to keep NVIDIA, the full position. SPY had an overnight losing SPY trade. I bought this at 369.85 on Friday. I sold it at 368.95. So not quite $1, but a loss over the weekend. Of course, I will be buying this again at the close. USO, I bought here at 30.97. It's 31.33. It is down 0.73% on the day, but it is up on the trade. I bought this. This is a monthly trade. It was a under 30, over 30, under the negative third channel, over the negative third channel. This is a monthly trade, so I very likely will be in this trade for quite a while, maybe 2, 3, 4 months. But it is up on the trades, so far, so I'm happy with that. XLV, Johan, David, Frank, and Ava, and I bought healthcare back here. Nice return to value. Bought here at 109.37. It's moved up nicely since we've entered the trade. I am further than 1.5 ATRs from my entry, so if I do get a close below the previous day's low, I will get out of half, but it is currently holding the previous day's low. So not up a ton, but up. It's up about just a little over 2% on the day. But if today closed below the previous day's low, I would get out. Alibaba, I do have puts that I sold. I sold credit spreads, so it's moved sideways, which is great for credit spreads. I did sell credit spreads down here, or not credit spreads, I sold cash secured puts. Sorry, down at $180, 200-day moving average above on the weekly as support, and that coincides with the nice negative 1 ATR channel and the 50-month moving average on the monthly. So those are nicely in the trade, even though this is a little bit down today. PTON. All right, Johnson, Yass, Johan, Gary, Quad, and I bought PTON at 115.97. Had a crossover, had a fractal breakout. It hasn't done much since we bought it. Really moved sideways here, but it is up 1.93% today, so I'm definitely grateful for that. No profit targets, but it is up on the day, and it is now positive up on the trade. And then, I guess I better show you my day trade first so I can clear up the chart. All right, here is Apple. I was very patient with Apple. We had a big sell-off earlier in the day. We came down, we went under 30, closed over 30. We went under the negative third, closed over the negative third. These are on the 5-minute bars. I bought it here at 123.54. 2 bars later, I sold half when it moved up nicely. Moved up again here. Next bar came down, lost the 50 RSI, so I sold half of my half. Next bar here came up, rejected the 50-day moving average, so I got out. So I got in at 123.54. I sold half at 123.76. I sold one half of half at 123.81, and I sold the rest here at 123.99. So that was a nice little day trade for sure. And then over on Apple on the crossover trade, I took it with the 1030 EMA crossover. I bought it here at 116.58. Scaled out profits here when it went my way. Came down here, the 10 crossed below the 30. I had to get out a half as a precaution, but I'm glad I kept the other half because it is motored up nicely. Did hit one profit target here today at 123.47. Got close to that second one, but it is up nicely on the trade, and it is up 1.34% today. My trailing stop at this point is if it rejects the 70, I'll get out a half, then I'll wait for a close below the previous day's low, or if we close below the 5-day, that will also be a signal for me to go ahead and get out of the trade. Okay. Steve says spot chart is a beast. Yes, it is. I'm just about to go over that one. Steve says Tesla has one of the strongest charts in the history of the stock market. Yeah, I noticed Tesla. Look at that. Unbelievable. Up 8.2% today. Those poor shorts. Quad says, I kept saying Tesla is too overextended and it's just FOMO, but then it went up another $200 since I said that. It happens. Steve says, I remember shorting Tesla, I think in 2012 at $40 and covering at 44. Tesla and Amazon were two stocks that ended my fundamental filters for stocks. I just focus on technicals now. Oh, that's an excellent point. You can really get yourself in a bind if you have a fundamental approach to trading and you battle the market and you say, no, fundamentally it's only worth this, so if it's way higher, I'm going to short it. Well, I think Steve's glad he covered at $44. I guess that would be a true statement, right, Steve? Okay, let's take a look over here. Gary, Johnson, and Yass bought Microsoft here at 213.82. It is 213.74, so slightly down on the trade and slightly down on the day. Spotify, this was a monster trade for sure. Brian and Johan are still left in this trade. Looks like Johan has a half. We bought this. I bought this back here as well at 269.60 and had a monster move up. Just a monster. I can't remember exactly how much that was. Yeah, like 19%. So it was a monster move. I got out here. I thought that was the majority of it, but I was wrong. And it's up another 6.65% today. So congratulations, Brian, and congratulations, Johan. Even though he has a quarter left, I'm sure he still is happy with that. EXAS, David and Ava bought EXAS. Let's see, David bought it at 118.19. It looks like Ava bought it at 118. It is now 135.10, up 1.68% just today, and up 13.62% on the trade for my calculations. Steve has had a beautiful trade here on AGQ with this nice bounce off the 200-day moving average and bounce near the 30 RSI. It's up 2.34% today. And Steve is up on this trade about 14.36%, give or take a couple percent there. So excellent trade there, Steve. DocuSign. Yes, GM snagged it at 218. Brian, so it looks like the average price here is about 224 with the 1030 EMA crossover. Pyre, it is down 3.1% today, but it looks like everyone is still up on the trade, so that's fantastic. Jatin bought Dow at DIA at 298.70. It is currently 378. So it is down a little on the day, but up on the trade. Alibaba, I don't think there's anybody but me has Alibaba with the puts. TMO, Brian, nice trade here, Brian, at 448.50. It is now 472.89. It's down a little bit with the rest of the market today, but it is up nicely on the trade. VIX, Quad, bought VIX back here. Where did that happen? Was it back? I think it was back here at 1991. So it is up a little bit today, but definitely down on the trade. MACD is positive. VIX is finding a bottom and moving sideways. Some people would interpret that as that it could be basing and ready to go up. Of course, we don't know. Paycom, Kamal, and Johan bought Paycom here at 381.75. Look at this run they've had. Johan sold half here, and it is up on the day. So it looks like Kamal and Johan are up about 13.06%. Shopify, Kamal with another beautiful trade. He bought 893.900. It is up 2.71%, and Kamal is up around 17.12% on the trade. Congratulations, my friend. Brian bought W at 243.09. It's 236.77. So this one is down on the day and down on the trade a bit. Align, Jatin bought a line here at 441. He sold half Friday at the close at 521.90. And good thing, because it's down 0.91%. So I'm glad he sold half up there. So excellent trade there, Jatin. MasterCard, Gary sold puts on put spreads down to 290, expiring January 15th. So just a little over a month. If MasterCard stays above 290, Gary will keep all his premium. And I'm sure he's nicely in the money on that trade as well. Netflix, big day today. Jatin bought Netflix at 504.80. It is now 516.45, up 3.68% today and up nicely on the trade. ISRG, Kamal and Johan did buy ISRG here at 733 at 764.96. It is down 1.97% today. But Kamal and Johan are still up nicely on the trade. Tree, I tell you what, I knew I liked this trade. I think when Evan or David showed this to me, I swear I would have bought this trade. I really liked it. False breakout to the downside, V1, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, everything that you could ask for. They bought at 244.48. It's up 4.97% just today. If you guys find that kind of trade, please let me know before the close of the market. I looked at that one and cringed and went, I totally would have bought that. But I'm glad Evan and David did, and very nice on that trade. AYX. Johan bought AYX on the weekly. That's right. Rejection of the negative 1 ATR channel. V2, rejection of the 200. Bought it here at 115.39. It is 118.50. So it's up so far on the week and nicely up on the trade. The Qs, let's see, we have Frank and Jatin, looks like bought back here, I think at 284.60. Frank bought a half a position. I think Jatin sold half of his position. So up 0.49% today, but take a look, a little reading here and see what we got. Up over 7% for my calculation, so very nice. Zynga is a monster for Bob. Bob bought Zynga back here at 791. It is 893. Up 11.31%. So congratulations, Bob. Facebook strong today. Kamal bought Facebook down here at 265.90. It is 286.08, up 2.28%. So fantastic, Kamal. Very proud of you. Very nice trade. Google, Jatin bought Google at 17.48. It is 18.13.76. Nicely up on the trade. A little bit down on the day, but nicely up on the trade. Steve and Jatin had a really nice trade on UGL based upon the GLD close back over the 200-day. They bought UGL, which is double leveraged gold at 62.36 and 62.70. And it looks like this trade is up 4.83% from entry. So excellent, excellent. Very nice trades there. Qualcomm. Karul bought Qualcomm at 157.20. It is 157.57. So it is down a little on the day, but Karul is still up on the trade. Walmart has just been very weak. Nick bought Walmart calls expiring this Friday, or this Thursday. Yeah, Friday. So these ones look a little underwater. I'd like to see Walmart just move sideways a little bit here and then give me a V1, V2 entry. So this one is down. TTCF, Bob and Johan bought Tattooed Chef Friday at 15.66. It is at 15.87. It's up 1.15%. Well off of its highs though, but still up nicely on the trade. And last but not least, Frank and Johnson bought Teladoc at 190.50. It is 197.47. It is down a little bit on the day, but nicely up on the trade. Steve says short sellers in Tesla have lost $35 billion on those positions. Oh my. So far this year, more than 24.2 billion. More than the 24.2 billion the airline industry lost. Wow. Steve says my spot trade was a measly 7.37. Yeah. Well, 7.37 is pretty dang good. right? I would take that any day, but I know compared to what it did, but hey, it was still a gain, right? Jackson says people losing so much money ignoring the charts has become a wealth for someone. Steve says my current positions from entry AGQ 16.76%, UGL 4.84, NVIDIA 0.14%. All right. So let me just take a look here. Just to kind of recap again, I am going to be exiting CarMax today. It's up on the trade a little bit. I just don't like what it's doing. It hasn't moved. V1s, V2 should move within a few days, and it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a scratch trade, small profit on this trade. Lilly, well, it's possible it could close above. This is a very easy trade, and that's why I took it. It was a very defined line in the sand. If it closes below the 200, I'm out. Nectar, I discussed that. This is up on the trade, but there's several things I don't like here, like the V1, the false breakout to the upside. And then there's some things I like where it's still holding the 50, it's still holding the moving averages. So I will go ahead and lock in profits on half of this. Glad I hit one profit target there today. NVIDIA, I'm inclined to hold NVIDIA here. It's just slightly over break even. SPY had an overnight SPY loss. I will be buying that at the close. USO is down a little today, but it is up on the trade. XLV has rallied off its low, so that's good. PTON looks fine. I was going to sell it with the close below the 50, but it is up nicely today. And then Apple did hit one profit target on Apple. Ava says, WDAY seems like a nice setup. Thoughts? Well, it could certainly go. I mean, my honest opinion, Ava, I just always want to give an honest opinion. You have two areas of resistance here. You have this previous high, which is going to be resistance, and you already rejected the 1 ATR channel today. That's how I look at this. I mean, would I take this trade? Probably not. I probably wouldn't take the trade, but I'm pretty conservative with these kind of trades. I mean, I mean, it's fine. I think there's more likelihood it's going to go up than down, but it's just not a clean setup for how I trade. But I think it's okay. We took out the previous day's high, but we are probably going to have resistance here at this previous high, and we have already, the price today has already shown us that we've rejected the 1 ATR channel. Jatson says the volumes are low in major stocks while they are going up. Yeah, there's a lot of potential bearish signs out there. The put call ratio, the volume. You're starting to see market breadth increase. You're starting to see the worst performing stocks do the best, like IWM, things like that. You're starting to see the worst performing stocks do the best, and the best performing stocks not do as well. And in my opinion, and from what I've studied, that is a sign of a late cycle in the market. So that's just my 2 cents worth. All right, so listen, before we go on and look through the end of day candidates, look for that best trade at the end of the day. I like to talk about trading psychology during this section of the podcast. Some really great Facebook and Twitter channels out there that specialize in posting great information and great sayings, great trading words of wisdom to us. And you've heard me talk about Trading Composure many, many times. I've covered his post many times because he really is great. He's at Trading Composure on Twitter. Do yourself a favor and subscribe to his channel. He posts real good information like this one. You are disappointed by a loss because reality didn't conform to your expectations. To be less disappointed, expect less from the market and demand more from yourself. More discipline, patience, perseverance, wisdom, and impartiality. Pretty good, right? You are disappointed by a loss because reality didn't conform to your expectations. To be less disappointed, expect less from the market, demand more from yourself. More discipline, patience, perseverance, wisdom, and impartiality. I mean, this says it all. Expect less from the market and expect more from yourself. Demand more from yourself. We can always have more discipline. We can always be more patient. We can keep persevering, right? And demanding that we have more wisdom and partiality. I mean, this one sentence just sums up perfectly what we should strive for to become better traders. We're going to have losses. We have them all the time, right? And yeah, it's a bummer. Of course it's a bummer. But let's, in this kind of market, it seems crazy to say that, but let's expect less from the market and more from ourselves. I just love this. So Trading Composure, at Trading Composure on Twitter. So anyway, this was helpful for me. I hope it was helpful for you as well. All right, give me a second, please. Hey, if you could, hold on just for about 25 seconds. Somebody just left something on my door, and I want to go grab it just so it's safe. So give me 25, 30 seconds. Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Okay. Well, I've gone down through the watch list, and I do have some potentials here, so let's take a look. Here's Palomar Holdings, PLMR. This came out of Kamal's scanner because of the sideways motion. Looks like we had a little crossover today. MACD, did we go under 30, over 30? I think that happened on Friday. So that's about all there is a MACD crossover. Probably not enough for me to buy here. I'd like to see this close above the 100, have some volume. So I really don't see anything here on Palomar Holdings. Futu. Well, this is a return into the value zone. We did go sideways for a few days, and we had a V1. Here's day one, washes out day two, washes out day one, closes above day one's close. It is above 50 RSI still. It has gone red-green on the bar, so that one's okay. Sorry, what am I looking at? TWOU. Oh, here we go. Yep, here we go right here. So this one looked pretty good earlier on. It really did. It had this nice close above the 200-day moving average, and it had a MACD crossover. But as is right now, nothing. Has a MACD crossover, but it really sold off since the beginning, since that 200-day moving average, so I don't see anything there. AGQ does have a 520 crossover, which is a valid crossover on the Qs. It is at a level where I can still buy this. It's not above the second ATR channel, so that one is also a potential for me. So TWOU, no, and PLMR, no. So I'm going to move those over here. IDEXX, I don't really see anything too interesting on this one. VIX, well, MACD is positive. We are moving sideways. We are over the 30 RSI. You know, we all know VIX can go up in a big way very quickly, very fast. Does it mean I want to buy it here? Probably not. Probably not. I would look. I'd like to get into VIX, but I'd just like to get a little cleaner setup. There's, you know, we're actually closed lower than the open, even though we're still up on the day. So MACD is about all it has going for it at this point, and the sideways motion, but no clear trigger. Vroom looks pretty vroomy today, doesn't it? False breakout to the downside. Bullish engulfing bar. V1, MACD's positive. I like it, but it seems chasey. You know, what is going to be my stop on this trade? Is it going to be closed below halfway the washout bar down here? There's a lot of volume. I have to give it that. On the weekly, we've rejected the -2 ATR channel, which is good. But my gut just tells me here this is a little, yeah, I'm struggling with this one because we do have a nice double bottom with the bullish divergence. All right, I will put this one over there. Upwork, turn to value, not a real valid V2, not much of a washout, really got sold into heavily up here, so I don't think I'm interested there. Wow. This is up 6.77% today, and it's near its low. What was this thing up earlier in the day? 22%. Wow. Well, you know, clearly there was a lot of selling going on up here. That's why it form this kind of bar. So no, I'm not interested in that. UUP, which is the US dollar index, looks like under 30, over 30. Jatin, if you're listening, here is a gap, and within 3 days, did we go over the high of the gap down high, which is right here? Yeah, we did it the next day and today, but I don't think it's enough for me, honestly. We have the 5 EMA, we have the -3rd ATR channel as resistance, so I don't, and there's no double bottom, bullish divergence, anything like that, so I think I'm going to pass. OLLI, don't see anything there. Applied materials, I still do not see anything on applied materials. EXCL, I don't see anything there. NASDAQ OMX group, pretty good. Looks like we had a crossover, under 50, over 50. Don't like this big bar over here though. I mean, I think it's very likely we could get to there, but you know, what's the signal on this? I guess the crossover, but I haven't done a back test on this crossover. Workday, Ava had me look at this earlier. You know, it is a V2, but again, you have this previous resistance here, and you've already rejected the 1 ATR channel there, so that's all a bit concerning. And then MSI, I really don't see anything there either. Yeah, I'm not real thrilled about this Futu. I like on AGQ that it is, at least for the moment, holding the 50-day SMA along with the crossover. And I think that's chasey. So my best pick today is AGQ. It's a valid crossover. I already have equities. If it loses the 50-day moving average, then that would probably talk me out of taking this trade, because it would be a bit of a bad sign in my opinion, but it is holding pretty strongly there. So that right now looks to me like the most likely best trade. So KMX, again, I am selling KMX for basically break even. Lily, this definitely looks like it's going to close under now, so I will be going out taking a loss on Lily. Nectar, as I mentioned before, I am going to sell half, lock in profits on half. NVIDIA, looks like I will keep NVIDIA. Buying SPY. Looks like healthcare is holding above the previous day's low, so I will still be keeping this. P2ON is doing fine, and Apple is doing fine. Frank says, speaking of cars, Chevy discovered its Nova meant no-go in Spanish. Oh, you mean from like a branding perspective? They came out with the Chevy Nova and it meant no-go. What a great name for a car. Steve says, it looks like no changes in my positions. AGQ has a 520 EMA crossover, secondary trend signal from my original entry. UGL good. NVIDIA is not performing but holding the range. Yes. Yeah, that's what I thought you do. I thought, are you going to morph that trade into a 520, Steve? Just curious. Frank says, it's okay, Gary. We've all been there. Thanks, Frank. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sell Lily right now. I'm going to sell half of my Nectar. Okay. Nectar and Lily. Nectar and Lily. And looks like I'm done. Wow, that's pretty early for me. Steve says, yes, I will act like my AGQ entry was a 520 crossover. Yeah, so kind of a morph. Good. Bob says BBY dip buy. BBY. Best Buy. Well, this does look like it went under 30 RSI. Yeah, it got down to 29.51. My honest opinion on this, I would not take this unless we had some kind of confluence here and we went under 30, over 30, which we have, but I'd like to see it close above that negative third ATR channel. Right now, currently, Bob, it is still below, so it's a bit of a conflicting signal. Let's look over here on the weekly. I don't like the weekly in that we have rejected it looks like we're going to close below the negative 1 ATR channel. That should have acted as some support. So on the weekly, I'd like to see it come back up over the weekly or maybe bounce off the negative 2 ATR channel below. So for me, that's not enough to buy. So Steve says the 520 EMA cross under is my new trailing stop. That makes sense. Gary said, I bought one December 620 strike put on Tesla just for fun. I'm up almost $200 in 5 minutes. Way to go. I think Gary's the only person who's made money shorting Tesla in the history of the world. Very nice. Steve says the MACD cross on VIX is the first warning to bulls of a coming volatility expansion. Yep, I would agree with that. 100%. Yeah, we have a MACD crossover, that is for sure, and we do have sideways motion, and we have bounced off the lows other than this day. Bought the lows, 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 and somebody bought the lows today as well. And it is up. David says, planning to sell half of EXAS after rejecting the 70 RSI. Good. And that happened today? Yes, it did. That's the way to do it. Okay. Well, NVIDIA's gone positive. That's good. Oh, I may have sold Eli Lilly a little too early, huh? We shall see. So it looks like we have about 5 minutes left. Glad to see NVIDIA hanging in there now. So again, I sold my CarMax. I sold Lily, although if it closes back over, I may have to buy it again. I did sell half of my Nectar, holding NVIDIA, buying SPY at the close, holding XLV, PTON's doing fine, Apple's doing fine. Yes, says keeping my red Lily for now. Okay, sounds good. So all I have left to buy here is the SPY. Couple minutes left. AGQ doing well since I bought it, and I'm happy with that. Looks like NVIDIA is rallying into the end of the day. One minute to go. Is Eli Lilly going to close above the 200? Well, I hope it does for Johan and Yas. I really do. Okay, 5 seconds on my end. And that is it. All right, so I bought overnight SPY at 369.09, and I bought AGQ at 44.48. So the new overnight SPY mark is 369.09. And AGQ was 44.48. Oh, that was a pretty good entry. So I'm gonna turn this to blue for Steve's entry, and I'm gonna make mine 44.48. Oh, I got it right there. All right. There we go. And I did exit CarMax. And Greg sold 1/2 of Nectar. And I am out of Lily. All right, so listen, if you have any new additions or subtractions today for your positions up on the board, please type them in. Type them in again if you typed them in earlier, just so I have a clean slate and I can get them all done correctly. All right, but real quick, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a 15-hour course. I teach you everything I've learned over the last 25 years of trading. It's a very thorough course. I think you're going to get a lot out of it. It does cost $1,000, but I think it's worth every penny. I really do. So if you're interested, just send me an email. Just let me know in the email that you're interested in the course, or send me a message on Twitter at Gossett Trading on Twitter. And if I do get a message from you, we'll set up a little Skype call. I'll learn more about you. You can learn more about me, and then after we're done with the call, you can email me back if you want to take it. But I really think you'll enjoy it. And I am teaching a new student tonight, Pat. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel, promote the channel, help keep the channel around. So if there was something that you found helpful today, I really would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button before you click on out of here. So, all right, let's see. So Yas is keeping his red lily. Okay. As long as it's above the 50-day. Okay, gotcha. Good. I'm glad you have a plan. Gary bought VIX. All right. We have a VIX. Oh, we already have somebody in the VIX. We have quad in the VIX, but we're going to put another 1723. Gary M. Brian says bought Merck and knee. Okay. MRK. Oh, Merck was up nicely today. Okay, Brian, so we'll get you there. Brian M. And Brian M. also bought NEE. Everyone stay safe and best of luck on your trades. Thank you, Brian. That's kind of you. Same with you on Merck and NEE. Bob is out of Lily. Kamal says no entry, no exit. Okay. Frank is in the SPY. I've got you right there. Mork says, hi Greg, can I ask why you took the NVDA trade? Yeah, we had a 1030 EMA crossover, Morg. So if we come over here to the 1030 crossover and we look at NVIDIA, you can see here's where you get double confirmation of trend, where you get the smaller moving average crossing over the longer. So you get the 10 crossing over the 30, and this does back test well. It doesn't mean every trade's going to be a winner, but in the aggregate, it has been a net winner. So that is the reason that I took the trade at 541.80. It's 544.27. So far it is up, and it was up 0.36% today. But that's why. Now, if the price closes below both the 10 and the 30, I will sell half of my position. If the 10 actually closes back under the 30, I'll sell the full position. So that is my approach to trading crossovers. But glad to see NVIDIA had a nice little rally there at the end of the day. Hope that helps, Morgs. Gary says, Brian, I've had my eye on NEE for some time now. Want to buy and hold that, but haven't yet. Good luck. Yep, good luck for sure. Johan out of Lily. So yeah, I like that setup. I really did, but you just never know what's going to happen. But it was a very well-defined risk, right? You know, I like that we finally closed above the 200, finally, because here we tried, and we're back to trying, and it closed back under. So anyway, it's a small loss, and small losses are acceptable, right? Right. Does anybody else have anything for me? So just a quick recap. AGQ, I entered AGQ with the 520 crossover. I entered it here at 44.48. Apple up nicely, up 1.23% today. I did hit the one profit target here. My stop on this is going to be close under the 5-day moving average, or if we reject the 70 RSI above, I'll sell half. Oh, speaking of half, David, EXAS. So I guess I better put, that did close under the 70 for David. So I am going to note that he sold half here with the rejection of the 70 RSI. It went above the 70 and below the 70. And I'm going to put here, David sold 1/2. That's if I can spell the word sold. Nice trade. Perfect trade. Look at that. Very nice. $13.76%. Nothing to sneeze at. Oh, Ava was out of... Okay, so Ava's out. Nice trade, Ava. David's out of half. Yep, I just noticed that. Dave says, good trade, Ava. Very nice trade, David and Ava. Gary says, hope everyone has a great day. Thanks, Greg. As always, enjoy your hike. Thank you. Appreciate that. Nice trading on Tesla. Speaking of Tesla, boy, you nailed it at the right time. So you must have been right up here somewhere. Now we're back into the value zone, finding some support. Did you cover that, Gary? So I still have Yas and Gary and David and Frank in Lily. So if that's correct, let me know. If it's not, Quad says I bought AGQ in the 520 cross. Okay. So we have Quad in here also. And I'm going to put Steve down here because that was Steve's entry point over there. So the Dow was down 148, S&P was down 7.16, and the NASDAQ up 55. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . So good trade, Steve, on silver and gold, and there were a couple other, and Spotify for sure. Holy smokes. That is a monster. That is a monster. Congratulations, Brian and Johan. All right. All right, so if you have any other questions, if there's something I can help explain, anything like that, if I can help in any way, please just let me know. No go in Spanish. That's hilarious. And thank you, Frank, for that great poem also. All right. Well, Gary says, I kept Tesla put. I also kept Lily and will exit with 50% retracement of yesterday's bar. Okay, that makes sense. You want to give me the particulars on the Tesla put, Gary? If you do, I can get it on here. Good trades, everybody. I mean, as always, I don't see many trades up here where the losses are increasing. You know, sure, you have some up and down when you're in the money, but almost all of the trades up here, you're keeping them. You're keeping the weeds out of your garden, meaning that you're keeping losses, you're cutting losses quickly, which are your weeds, so that your garden can grow. And it looks like some good gardens. I'll tell you, this tree, this is such a good trade. I love that trade. Look at that, up 5.4% today. But you know, when I talk about confluences of signals, this is what I'm talking about. When I have my lesson tonight with Pat and we go over confluences of signals, this is what I'm going to point out, because this is a V1. Here's day one, day two, washed it out plus a V1, went under 30, over 30, which is a deep dip buy, went under, back over the negative third ATR channel, and cherry on top, we washed out this previous low. What a great setup. Just perfect. Just perfect. Evan, David, very nice. 5.4% today. Gary says, I bought one. Okay. So I'll get that up there for you, Gary. That's a scary one, but this one could really pay off if it goes down, for sure. So December 18th, 620. Okay, so it's out of the money still, but you've made money on it because of the movement. Cost you $2,900, $2,920. And you said you'd made almost 200 bucks, so you'd made almost, what, 8% already? Fantastic. All right, so I have some friends coming over. We're going to go hiking today. I'm excited. That's going to be nice. I usually hike by myself, but it'll be nice. So I hope you have a good rest of your day, everybody. Go out and do something nice for somebody. Just a smile, a wave, hello, nice gesture. Just be kind. You know, if you have an animal in your life, or if you run across an animal out there, please try to do something nice for it today as well. Talk to it, give them a pet on the head, a little pet on the bum, a little scratch under the chin, maybe a little treat, maybe a little cuddle, right? But if we could try to do something nice for a human every day and something nice for an animal every day, I think the world would be a whole lot better place, right? I think it will anyway, or it would anyway. So I appreciate you coming. Have a good rest of your day. All right. Be good. Be safe. Study your charts. Read some trading books. Hit the thumbs up button if you could. Lova says thank you. You're welcome, Lova. Kamal says thank you, Greg. Happy friendly hiking. Yes, sir, for sure. So I'm proud of everybody. Glad to see you keeping your winners, letting those run. Glad to see you cutting your losses short. That's what profitable trading is all about. If you get anything out of this live stream, it should be you have to keep your losses short. You have to cut your losses quickly, and you know, you have to have the fortitude to be able to let your winners run. I mean, that's fairly basic, but that's really what it comes down to. All right. So thanks again for coming today. All right. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. Take care now. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.